From Monmouth-Roseville School District is Superintendent Ed Fletcher. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, it's a good thing y'all have Monday off.
Yeah, it's I've seen some forecasts. So it's going to get really cold, and it's moderated a little bit. Now it's going to it's going to get cold again. So who knows? We'll wait till next week and see what Tuesday brings, or Tuesday morning. But yeah, I'm glad we have Monday off.
Yeah, well, you need it too, because man, the sickness just won't subside.
It's bad, and it's fast, and it's furious. People and kids, just dropping, and a couple days, and then they're back. So yeah, it's been fast and furious since we've returned from the holiday break.
Okay, well, I hope everybody gets over it quick, build up our immunity to all these different flu bugs.
Yes, it's it's just running rampant. So yeah, I hope they do. And and we do some spraying in the evenings. We have some some machines that do some spraying to try to kill some of these viruses and stuff if they're sitting on desks. But it's to no avail once those things take off. There's nothing we can do to stop it.
How was your school board meeting?
It was good. It was just the winter months are normally pretty slow. Mrs. Freitag gave an update on our multi-language learner program, which everyone has heard that we're hovering around 390 plus ELs or former ELs in the school district. 27 different languages. So we've articulated that quite a bit, and it ebbs and flows. Some years the number increases, some years the number decreases. But at the end of the day, it's a great problem to have. Our teachers work really well with the students. So she gave a presentation about that. Mrs. Freitag and I gave a short presentation to the board about our summary of our strategic plan results. We had sent out a survey before the holiday break, and closed the window, I think, right before the holiday break. And we're working with Dr. Tiffany Springer at Monmouth College. She did looked at some results for us, and we had a good response. We had all in all, we had 498 responses. Some of those were parents and staff and community members and students. So it was good to get it was a good cross section of different people communicating with us what they feel. Not to bore you with the numbers per se, but folks were happy with our safety. They were happy with the different safety procedures that we have in our school districts. In our school district, they've talked about good communication from our parents. I mean, from our teachers to our parents. Some of the things that they would like to see different is just continuing to improve our facilities, which we will do bathrooms pending board approval at the junior high this summer. But I think they'd like to see a continued focus on that, a continued focus on the cleanliness. But all in all, we're very happy with the results. Our parents feel like their kids are prepared for post-secondary activities, whether that's workforce, trade, or college. Of course, we're always trying to improve that. But the next steps for us moving forward is we're going to, as an administrative team, sit down, really dive into the results, and then we're hoping to present an updated strategic plan to the board at our April 8th meeting. If it's not done by April 8th, we'll certainly get it done by May.
Okay. What do you expect from an academic standpoint you'd like to see in that strategic plan? You guys have had a chance now for the last 3 years to really pay attention to where we tailed off from COVID, trying to teach kids at home. And I'm not trying to bring all that back up again, but we're seeing it. We're seeing, that we've got to bridge those gaps, and the teachers are doing everything they can. But, it's like we're a grade behind in a way, and we're trying to catch that up over the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, so, our focus has been, especially on the science front, we've embraced the science of reading. We've done professional development the last few years to educate staff on how to improve. Number one, not all teachers know how to teach reading, but to provide professional development to them to be able to utilize some strategies to help kids with their reading skills. I think a future emphasis is also going to be math. I know the state of Illinois is looking at, creating their literacy plan, but I think the next level is going to be the math side of things. And I trust that kids, will catch up I think it goes hand in hand with the effort that kids put into their education as to what they get out of it. The teachers, you're right. Teachers give their all every single day. It's one of our other focuses has been attendance. We have some students who are chronically truant and chronically absent. Educating parents, get your kids to school. We need them at school. If you look at the performance of our kids who are in school, they do fine. When we look at the performance of kids who are not in school, they're chronically truant or chronically absent, you can't learn when you're not there. So it's been an increased emphasis for our families to make sure kids get to school.
Yes, this comes off at the same time, your strategic plan, as the Vision 2030 plan for the state.
Yes, so Vision 2030, I know Mr. Hawkins, had explained some things. Very simple, there's really nothing I can add other than, it's the roadmap that the Illinois Association of School Administrators will follow when they advocate with the legislators regarding what they feel the next steps could be over the next 5 years with regards to the different pillars that they talk about within the plan. So, of course, for us, the evidence-based funding side of things is super important. So that's something that I'm always keen to watch. And it sounds like it's going to be a difficult budget year this year. That's always the thing that we're looking at. I think one of the things that was interesting to me within the framework of the Vision 2030 was the review of the benchmarks that they use to measure proficiency. Illinois has some of the highest benchmarks that kids have to reach to be labeled as proficient. I'll give you an example. So the SAT, which is no longer the test, but it's the ACT. But when it was the SAT, the College Board's proficiency in reading and math, their benchmark score was 480. Well, Illinois was 540 for each. So you're basically saying, well, the College Board saying, well, kids are proficient. Illinois was saying, well, no, they're not. They didn't reach to 540. Well, you can't have, if you have different standards, there's a certain subset of your kids who are meeting that benchmark, but you're saying they're not proficient. But in reality, College Board says they are. So, there are certain similarities with the IR test as well. I think the message that comes out is, well, all of these kids are not proficient, but if you have very high standards that are higher than even what is recommended, well, that just paints a picture that's not true. And so I think that's something that the state's going to address, and I think they're doing some listening tours now to say, for people to come, meaning educators to come and express their thoughts on how should Illinois do this. To be, if one state state A, their proficiency rates are low, which inordinately increases their results, and ours are high and makes the results look low, but they're actually, maybe Illinois is better. Well, that's not what the message is being, articulated. So I think that's a focus where I'm going to watch keenly as well.
And it comes to mind for us as well to just fundamentally be sound in reading, writing, math, reading, writing, arithmetic, and science. But I know there's so much more to it. But it's those fundamentals that everybody's looking to crave. The teachers are wanting to crave to get back into order, if you will, of their students to progress.
Absolutely. I think people need to understand, the SAT and ACT, they only measure the percentage chance that a student gets an A, B, or C in their first college credit bearing course. That's it. So there's so much other stuff that teachers do that go into the education of kids that I think gets whitewashed in the message. And I think you're exactly right. Teachers work hard, kids work hard, and I think that's the message that should be out there. Not every kid goes to college, and so workplace readiness, is super important as well.
What else did you guys discuss last night?
We in my report, I publicly recognized Nailani Santos for being selected at the All-State Junior High Classic in basketball. She's a junior high student who was selected for that. Informed the board about one of our high school students, Caleb Strange, was recognized as a GAVC November Student of the Month in law enforcement. It's my understanding he plans to join the Navy after graduation. So we just,
Wow.
mentioned him at the board meeting.
GAVC, Galesburg Area Vocational Center.
Yes.
That's a great opportunity for students.
Yeah, the board agreed. We've paid for several years for a certain number of kids to attend. We pay for now their tuition to attend if they want to go and learn a trade. We've unfortunately struggled to find a teacher for the trades at our high school. So in response to that, we are saying to kids, hey, if this is something you're interested in, we want to prepare you for life after high school, even if you don't go to college. And so we're paying for those, the tuition for that as well. We are, NEVCO is going to be reaching out to different, hopefully sponsors in our community or businesses to sponsor a scoreboard at the softball field at South Park. We did something interesting at our last in-service, our January in-service. We brought in presenters to present personal financial information to our staff. It was really interesting to hear the response, for staff. I know a lot of times we spend money on health insurance and things such as that, but sometimes the fiscal health of our staff is very important. So we were hoping, and I think they did a great job of laying some foundations for our staff. Gave the board an update on our SRO. I met with Mayor Davies, City Administrator Steinbrecher, and Police Chief Schweitzer. We talked about, what it would look like, just some tentative plans. I think the feel from the board is if the referendum in April passes, we would add a school resource officer for the 25-26 school year. But if the referendum doesn't pass us, I'm not certain we want to take on that financial burden because of having an SRO. So we're hoping that referendum passes.
Okay.
And then the last thing I updated the board on is we got a couple projects that'll be coming up this summer pending board approval. A junior high bathroom remodel. We did the high school last year. We're going to look at doing the junior high this summer. We're also looking at doing some proximity door readers at our junior high, just like we did the high school, which was proven to be very, the staff were very happy to, instead of having physical keys, just use the card to get into the building with. And the only other project we're looking at putting a wall in our third floor between the hallway and the science lab. It's kind of an open concept right now, and can be very distracting for the teacher if kids walk down that hallway.
Okay. All right. Lots of good stuff.
Yeah, lots of good stuff. And just one reminder to parents that Monday, January 20th, with no school. Remember that, in honor of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday.
You got it. Okay, Ed, thank you for all of this information, and we'll see you again next month.
All right, thank you.
Superintendent Ed Fletcher with us.